very, very happy, and I want every single day to be like this. What should I do? He said, you need to do 3 things. Dhyanam, Swadhyayam, Sajjana Sangatyam. If you do these 3 things every day, you will be happy 24/7. You are not only working through your eyes and mind, you are working through your inner senses as well.
What are these inner senses?
Extrasensory perceptions.
And what are they?
We call it a 6th sense.
How to develop that?
Only meditation. The more you do meditation, the more naturally you develop it.
What is auto-writing?
Auto-writing is you are in a meditative space or a trance space where your mind is blank, but your hands move. So it is believed that these angels, they hold your hands and they write. And it is a message they want to give to the humanity. She told me that she got, for the first time, she got a command from the Galactic Council to hand over a very special crystal to me. It's pure quartz, transparent, 144 facets, and the angles are golden angles, which means 51 degrees, 51 minutes. The precise angles of the angle of the Great Pyramid, Egypt.
Oh.
So she said it is the most powerful crystal on the planet Earth. And she said the Galactic Council gave a command that I will be the new custodian, and she will come to India and hand over the crystal inside a pyramid in the hands of Patriji.
You said fear of abandonment. Yeah. Why and I myself have experienced that. Why most of us have that fear?
Because we are not connected with our true self.
But something happens in the childhood?
Definitely, it is from the childhood or from your past lives. It is karmic, no doubt about it. But past is past. Okay. But the present moment is in your hand. So if at all you need to overcome it, if at all you want to do something about it, it is in the present moment.
Okay.
So the more you practice silence, the more you are connecting to your own inner self.
Okay.
So the more you are connecting to your inner self, the more the strength naturally blossoms from within you.
While you were in Australia for 2.5 years, staying like a hermit, isolated from the world, how were you managing your financial aspects of surviving, staying, and everything?
I survived on my credit cards. And I know it is financially not a healthy thing to do, but for me, this exploration is very, very important. Because I had this confidence that, this is more important. Money I can earn anytime and I can repay back. So money and the survival issues should not stop me from what I want to do. So I used to tell myself that, once I know the truth, I'll go back to job and then I'll repay back all the loans. So interestingly, I used to have 4 or 5 credit cards. And once the limit is over, the bank will send a letter that you've been such an amazing customer, you are paying EMIs in time, so we are increasing your credit card limit. So always in the last minute, the banks increase the credit card limit, and I don't need to worry about money. So I borrowed more money, and I spent only for my basics. So I survived on my credit cards for 2.5 years. And in those 2.5 years, I did travel to India, back and forth to India 2-3 times.
Okay.
Again to visit ashrams and to do intense meditation. Because I know in India there are pyramids. So I want to meditate inside a pyramid, meditation pyramids. So I used to come to India for a week or for 10 days and meditate and then go back.
Okay.
So that's what. So the entire 2.5 years I dedicated for meditation. And also another interesting thing was the mindfulness. The more I did meditation, the more naturally I became mindful of everything I'm doing. For example, when I was eating, I became totally mindful, thoughtless. Whatever I'm doing, I'm focusing only on that. So other than doing meditation, reading books, listening to music, out of 24 hours, I made sure that I took 2 hours off, and I used to go to a nearby swimming pool, the council one. So I used to go for a steam bath, swimming pool, jacuzzi, sauna. So I had a membership in that council club. So for 2 hours, I used to spend time. So that was my only physical exercise. and rest of the time it was all in sadhana.
And now did you come back to India? I mean, after these 2.5 years, you came back to India permanently, though you did travel in between. And did you meet Patriji then, or when did you meet him?
Patriji, first time as I told you, I saw him in the video first
Right.
when I was in India, and I went to Australia 2008. 2008 July, I went to Australia to apply my job, and that's where I started my research. So July, August, for 2 months I was in intense meditation research. So these 2 months I have a lot of meditational experiences. As I told you, my awareness increased, my consciousness was in a different heightened state, and I became a vegetarian, and I had this glimpses of oneness consciousness, and became very sensitive. I became very receptive. I can listen to the subtle sounds of many things around me, and I was totally happy with myself. And I'm also quite confident that I know what meditation is. So my life changed completely in this 2 months time. So then I recollected, oh, actually it is watching Patrice's video that he said, close your eyes, observe the breath. And it started all with an experiment. So I should maybe thank him. But I don't know anything about him. Then I realized I don't know anything about him. So who is he? What is he? I don't know anything about him. So let me explore. So I sat in front of the computer and I did a Google search, Patriji. So then there was a link which came, Patriji in Australia. Actually, one of the other reasons for me to search was I wanted to know if he has any organization, any followers, or any ashram in Australia where I can be in contact with. So I searched Patri sir, Patriji. Then the first link which came is he's landing in Melbourne in 2 days' time. So I searched on September 8. So there was a link, and in the link there was a local contact number. And I say, this is the schedule of Patriji. He's coming to Australia, Melbourne, to teach meditation. Anybody wants to contact, you contact the local number. So I was like, wow, perfect. I called that number, and I said, I explained him the journey. It is so and so. For the last 2 months, I'm meditating this observing the breath, Anapanasati meditation. So if I have a 1-minute appointment, I would like to just say thanks to him. That's all. He said, why 1 minute? You can spend the whole day with him. It's like, whole day? I thought he's a great guru, he's a busy guru, and to get to 1 minute appointment is a big deal. He said, no, you can spend the whole day with him, and he's coming. He'll be landing at 8 o'clock, and so we reach home around 9, and by 10 o'clock if you come, and you will meet him. So it was September 10. It was September 10, 2008. So then I said, okay, I'll come. But one day before, I was questioning myself, why should I go and meet him? Because I never went and met anybody in my life, and I never put anybody in a pedestal in my life. Why should I meet him? I'm happy with my own meditation. I know what meditation is. I'm happy with my meditation. So I don't believe in the guru culture. I don't believe in all this cult and all. Why should I meet him? So that was one side. And there was another side. So it was a pull and push within me. So there is another part of me which says, no, after watching his video, you started meditating. So at least go and say thanks to him. That is your duty to say thanks, because your life has transformed. So much amazing things have happened in your life. So it's your duty, it's your dharma to go and say thanks to him. So there was a pull and push. On one side, why should I follow any gurus? I don't want to meet him. On the other side, no, meet once and say thanks. So then this were going on. So then when I got up in the morning, I'm not sure whether to go or not. So then this thought came within me. And he said, how do you know he's a real guru or fake guru? Go and meet him and ask him some questions. So based on the answers he gives, you will come to know whether he's real or fake. So that was my motivation to go and meet
testing
him. Yeah, as a test. So I really wanted to test him. I wanted to say thank you, but at the same time I want to test whether he's a real guru or fake guru, because I know what is meditation, but is he real? So then I met him, and the first time I still remember he was sitting in the garden, um, and as I was entering, I saw him. He was sitting in the garden and gazing in the sky. But I quickly went into the house and I introduced myself and I said, "Can you introduce me to the person who was hosting Patri sir?" He said, "No, no, no, no. Nobody can introduce you. Go introduce yourself." Like strange phenomena is happening here. No introduction, nothing. So I went and sat in front of him. And there were few chairs in front of him in the garden. So I went and sat in front of him. There were only two of us. When I went and sat, he was not looking at me. He was gazing in, he was still gazing in the sky. So I did some noise to get his attention, and he was not looking at me. So I was boiling inside. I said, "What kind of a egoistic person he is? How dare he does to me? It is not worth to be with this fellow." So like that, I said I was about to get up from the chair, and all these things were happening in less than 20-30 seconds. Then I was about to get up from the chair, he looked at me. So that first sight, he looked at me, and there is all my anger disappeared. There was such calmness and coolness. And then I sat back in the chair and I said, "Sir, I came." So the voice is not coming in full force because I'm in that aura. So I was struggling. How do I introduce and what? Then he said, "Tell about yourself." So then I got my composure back, and then I told him that, "Okay, I saw your video and I started experimenting on meditation. My life has transformed," and blah, blah, blah. And he said, "Yes, I'm very happy for you." Then he asked, "Do you have any questions?" I said, "Yes, I do have a lot of questions." So I started asking questions after questions for the next 4 hours. Continuously, I was asking questions. And every answer he gave, my consciousness said, it was like an inner voice saying, "Yes, that is correct. Yes, that is correct." So after 4 hours of questioning him continuously, one-on-one, then I told him, "Is there anything, I'm done with my questions. Is there anything you want to ask me? Now it is your turn. Or you want to say anything, or you want to ask me any questions, you can ask." He said, "I'm happy you have come to the right place." So that was my first introduction to Patri sir.
Beautiful. While this was happening, how did you set up your Breath Energy Health Foundation from there to this journey? Maybe very short, but how did this happen?
So 2000, I started this journey early 2008 or mid 2008, and then after I met Patri sir, I continued my meditation, more intense meditations I did. The day I met him, I spent the whole day with him, and I was so happy, so joyful. So towards the end of the day, I asked him, "Sir, I was so happy, very, very happy, and I want every single day to be like this. What should I do?" He said, "You need to do 3 things. 1, meditate every day. Then read books every day. Then Sajjana Sangatyam every day. Dhyanam, Swadhyayam, Sajjana Sangatyam. If you do these 3 things every day, you will be happy 24/7. So
and will you explain all these 3 things in a nutshell for our audience?
Dhyana means meditation. Swadhyaya means reading the right spiritual books. Sajjana Sangatyam means you are listening or you are interacting with Sajjanas, with other fellow truth seekers, or you're listening to master's talks. Sajjana Sangatyam. So in Sajjana Sangatyam, what happens? Your understanding gets fine-tuned. When you read a book, you have a certain understanding. And when you participate in a Sajjana Sangatya, for example, you meet another fellow seeker, and you're discussing about this book. "Hey, I read this book, I got this understanding." And he'll say, "Oh, I also read that book, but my understanding is this." So your understanding gets fine-tuned.
It's like satsanga.
It's satsang, right? So I experimented. So this was 2 months. I came into meditation. I started meditating in July, and September 1st week I met him. Like September 10th I met him, and he gave this formula, like reading books, meditation. Until then I was only meditating. For the first 2 months I was only meditating. Then after that I was into this meditation, along with that reading books. But satsang I couldn't do because I was myself alone. I couldn't find other fellow seekers. But I used to speak on the phone once in a while to the organizer who hosted Patri sir. So once in a while I used to speak with him and have a satsang, like a debate. But other than that, most of my time was meditation and reading books. So it continued for the next 2 years. And by the end of 2009, I realized that I'm in extreme spiritual path. And also I heard Patriji say in one of the audios that middle path is a must. Then I realized I'm in extreme middle path. So the first thing I need to do is get a job. Because to be in the middle path, you need to be a normal person, go to job, earn money, be part of the society. And also I realized that unless I'm part of the society, I cannot impact the society. Unless I go to job and unless I'm just like a normal man, nobody would like to listen to what I'm here to share. So that helped me to get a job.
Okay.
And
So where
the
did
first
you,
job,
where did you, in India or Australia?
in Australia,
Australia.
because I was living there.
Yeah.
I was living there and I was a permanent resident there. India I used to visit because my parents are in India. I used to visit, but I was in Australia at the time. So how I got the first job is more interesting. Before I can share what I'm doing now and what is this Breath Energy Health Foundation, let me share how I got my job. For 2.5 years, I was out of job. And in IT, if you're out of job for 6 months, you're out of the stream. But so I was not having confidence that I'll get a job because all the things I studied in my bachelor's and my master's, I forgot. The only thing I know is close your eyes, empty the mind. That's all. Everything is gone in the wind. All my technology, whatever the knowledge is gone. But I was not having confidence. I was not having confidence to even to apply for a job. But then there was this inner voice which says, this 2.5 years you were never wasted. You didn't waste this 2.5 years. It is the most useful time in your life. It is the most productive time of your life. So don't need to feel bad. Just apply. You are not alone. Your astral masters are with you. So that is the voice I heard. So I got courage and applied a job. The very first job I applied, I got an interview. So I got an interview call at around 9 o'clock in the morning. And they asked me to come to the interview on the same day, but about afternoon 12 o'clock. So I had hardly 3 hours left. So in that 3 hours, what can I refer to? What books to refer to? And I was like, no, it's too short. And I'm getting a little panic. Like the interview, they called for an interview, and I'm going to make a fool out of myself because whatever the questions they're going to ask, I know nothing. So it was a situation that I was thinking, should I even go for the interview? Because if I go to the interview, I'm going to make a fool out of myself. So then again, the inner voice came in. All you know is meditation. So meditate and go to the interview. So I sat for meditation. Because meditation was my weapon. Right. In any challenging situation, I used to meditate. So I said my only solution is meditation. So I got ready, I wore my interview dress, then I sat for meditation about 40 minutes. And towards the end of meditation, there was again a very strong feeling, a strong inner voice which says, you do the interview. And I opened my eyes and I said, what is this? You do the interview. Am I gone crazy? Because I'm going to interview and this voice is coming like, you do the interview. I said, never mind. And I started my car and I was going towards the location where the interview is happening. So this voice was coming continuously, you do the interview. So what is interview? Interview means asking questions. You do the interview means I should ask the questions. What questions I will ask? I'm going to get interviewed, but the voice is getting you do the interview. So then I reached the place, the office where the interview is about to happen. And I asked the receptionist, I told the receptionist I'm here for the interview. Then she said, okay, so can you please wait in the conference room? So I was sitting in the conference room and I was looking around the conference room. I was having this visuals of me working in that. And suddenly the manager opened the door. A lady opened the door and came in. And I said, please come in and take your seat. The voice came out, please come in and take your seat. Like, I was in a very heightened state of consciousness at the time. I was not in my human self. I was in my beyond human self. So then this voice came very fast. Don't let her ask any question. You do the interview. It's like, yes, if I let her ask any question, I don't have the answers. So she sat and she was taken back with surprise, and she smiled and said, okay, thank you. And she sat in front of me. And I saw, before she can open her mouth, I said, tell about yourself. And she was like, ah,
Okay.
I work as a manager in this company, and I'm working for 2.5 years, something like that. So before she can finish that question, I started asking another question. Okay, tell about the profile, tell about the clients, tell about the company turnover, tell about the work ethics.
Isn't this strange?
Because I have no choice. If I let her ask the question, I don't know any answer. So, and my inner voice was, okay, you do the interview. So interview means asking questions. So it went on for about 15 minutes. So 15 minutes I was shooting one question after another question. All the questions were imaginary questions. And after 15 minutes, I said, okay, I'm done. Now you may start the interview. She took a piece of paper, she wrote something, she wrote a figure, and she put in front of me, and she said, if you're happy with this package, you can join next Monday.
Really?
And I was like, true? Really? I was like surprised. I was looking at it. Is the interview really happened? Did I got a job? So I was looking in a shock. But I was not expressing my shock. I was looking in a pure witness mode, because I applied for a 6 months contract role. And the figure she wrote, I thought it's an annual package because it's a very high package. So I thought maybe I should divide it by 2 for 6 months. So I was dividing by 2, and mentally I was dividing by 2, gazing at it. The manager said, sorry, ours is a small company. I know you are highly qualified. So this is what we can offer for 6 months. Again, I was surprised. Oh my God, it's double the salary what I was expecting. For 6 months, they are paying this much. So then I don't want to express my surprise. Then I said, it's okay. I don't work for money. I liked your ethics. I don't work for money. I liked your ethics, so I'll join next Monday. So like that, I said that, gave a handshake, and I came out of the interview room, and I told myself, this is fake. This company is fake. Everything is fake. Or else, who would give this double the salary without asking a single question? Then I didn't tell anybody that I attended the interview and all those things, because I know that it is a fake thing. So I told myself, okay, I will wait till next Monday, and next Monday I'll come, and I will not sign any document. I will not pay any money. I thought maybe they are going to ask a security deposit. Maybe it is a scam to get the money. I'm not going to pay any money, and I'll just come, and I will be very alert, and I will not sign anything, and let me figure out whether it's real or fake. So that day I went and slept, and the next day morning, again, I got a call from the same manager, and she said, sir, we noticed that you are not satisfied with the package yesterday. So I spoke to the general manager, and the general manager spoke to the board of directors, and they're happy to increase your base pay by 10%. I was like, okay, good job. Thank you very much. Kept the phone again, confirmed it is fake. Or else who would give a 10% salary hike without even without even working one day? So then I said, no, this is totally fake. I'll wait till Monday. And Monday I went. To my surprise, it was a real job. So she came, and the same manager came, and she introduced the team members, and she took around the office, and it was a real job. And it was a 6 months contract. The interview happened for 6 months contract. And the first day they gave the contract paper, I was surprised to see there is no end date. In the contract, there is no end date. So what it means is, it is infinite. That means I'm a full-timer. I'm a full-time contractor. So I signed the document, and I was speaking to the team members. So the first thing they asked is, what happened in the interview? I said, the interview happened. Why you ask? So then they said, the same lady interviewed few other people before, and the interview went on for at least 1 hour, and she rejected everybody. And they said your interview is less than 20 minutes and you got the job. So what happened in the interview?
But when you look back today, what do you think it was?
Because she was looking for a person who is confident. She was looking for a person. She rejected all the other people because she was looking for a leadership role. She was looking for a person who is confident.
And because you asked her questions.
Because the way I was asking her the questions, she felt he's the right person. And there's no checking whether I'm skilled or no questions asked. So then I realized actually it is my astral masters who has blanked her mind. So see, that's I know as a matter of fact because in that 2.5 years of my meditation, um, I communicate with higher masters and beings. I know that we are not alone. So I'm meant to get a job.
So one realm we do believe that it is the astral masters, and on one end, on this practical world, it was more of a leadership role for you. They wanted somebody who was confident, and because you were, talking to her confidently, there was not really a requirement of so much of technical skills, but more of managerial skills or leadership skills. Was it that way?
No, they hired, the position was a technical position.
But you were like 2.5 years, you were not really, then how did you manage it?
See, again, that's another magic. Now the challenge starts because I got the job, but I have to perform in the job, right? So the first day I went to the job, I told myself, I don't know anything. So I invited the higher spirits or the higher masters. You got the job for me. It is your job to make sure I sustain in the job. So I just closed my eyes and meditated for 10 seconds and I started putting my hands in front of the keyboard. And what all I studied in my bachelor degree, what all I studied in my master degree,
all came back.
And what all I didn't study, everything came back and it was going like a flow. You won't believe in less than 2 weeks of my joining, I became the best performer in my team. So things came through me. And I would precisely know where the bug is. I would precisely know where to work on. So what the other people used to finish off in 3 days or 4 days, I used to finish it off in 2 hours because I exactly know where the coding is wrong, where to go and fix it. And it was all intuition because I'm working in the computer, but my intuition was happening. Hey, go there,
and very strange part here is you are an engineer. And what you are saying is not what engineers would talk, right? How would you? So when my audience are going to look at this, they will say, what is he talking? On one end, he talks about meditation and he's an engineer, but this is not really matching, right, audience? And I know this. So something for my audience to know that how is this happening?
See, being an engineer means you are a logical person and you don't believe in airy-fairy things. You are more of a scientific person. Being an engineer simply means you are a scientific person. So for me, spiritual science is the real science. So for me, it was fun. It was really fun because I was witnessing that fun. The first day, after the first day of my employment, the second day I met my manager. And I said, why did you select me? So she said, I liked you and I selected you. And because the role was a test analyst role, right? There was a software and we were working for, the software is to deal with, it integrates government, Australian government, Medicare, and the pharmacies and the manufacturers. So it is a complex software, so they have a deadline. So they hired me as a contractor role for 6 months. So when I open my project, I exactly get this glimpses, like as a vision. So go to this particular module, and in this particular module, this is going to break because it's a test role. So what I would do, I will straight go to that module, and I will execute, given the inputs. It doesn't work, and I'll take the screenshot and send it to the developers for the next review. So it is really magical from the physical point of view, But from my point of view, it is not magical, it is absolutely logical. Because when you are in the heightened state of awareness, you are not only working through your eyes and mind, you are working through your inner senses as well. We
What are
have
these inner senses?
extrasensory perceptions.
And what are they?
We call it a sixth sense.
How to develop that?
Only meditation. The more you do meditation, the more naturally you develop it.
Tell us more about the job.
Yeah, you were asking how you're able to do it. So it's very simple. Most of the people, they work with five senses, but you become a meditator, then you can use your sixth sense, which everybody has. So it's in a dormant state. But when you do meditation, the more and more you do meditation, more your sixth sense, which is dormant, becomes active. Okay, and so that's why it was magical, right? And I'll tell you one more interesting thing. Part of my contract was I should not take any leaves. Okay, so after 2 weeks, I felt like I need to come to India, especially to Bangalore, Pyramid Valley, to meditate on a Buddha Purnima day. Because I never meditated inside a pyramid on a full moon, especially Buddha Purnima, I never meditated. So there was this inner calling that I should go to India for full moon meditation, like Buddha Purnima meditation. So I don't know how to ask for a leave. So then I said, okay, I got this feeling, let me go and ask, because part of the contract is I should not take any leaves. I said, it is for meditation, it is for higher purpose, so let me go and ask. So after 2 weeks, I asked my manager, I need to go to India. Can I take, I was about to ask a 1 week break, but then suddenly it came, can I take a 2 weeks break? The manager was shocked and it's like, 2 weeks break? Okay, I'll speak to you tomorrow. Because she was busy in some work. And she said, I'll speak to you tomorrow. So then I left. So the next day, she called me to her room. She said, yeah, you were asking for a break? Yeah, I need to go. Then she said, well, if you can work overtime and finish off whatever is your assigned task, you can take paid holiday. It's like, okay, done. So
2 weeks paid holiday.
So then
This is
it
like
was
magic, huh?
it was surprising because contractors don't get paid holiday,
Exactly. And they don't get 2 weeks leaves.
right? So then I was working extra every day. I was working 1 hour, 2 hours extra. I finished off all the project. Then the manager said, yes, you can go for a 2 weeks holiday. My team members, who are like team leads and senior members, they are not even getting half a day leave. And I was given 2 weeks paid holiday. So it was like all the team members, like, why this special treatment to this person? And in my team, they were all Australians and from different nationalities. I was probably the only Indian.
But did they never say this to you? That how come are you a special one?
Yes, they do. They do say, oh, you're always a special one. You get special treatment. I smile at them. So then I came to India and I met Patri sir also because he was there in Buddha Purnima in Pyramid Valley. So I was there. So I was narrating him the story, like how I got the job and how I got this leaves and the 2 paid holiday. And when I told him, he said, when your astral masters are sitting on top of your manager's head, does she have any choice? It is meant to happen.
Yeah. Now I'm really intrigued. Please tell us about astral masters. And yes, I hear you.
We all have astral masters.
Right. But how to before even I asked you this question, I know that answer would be meditate. I get that, but I really want to know how it is. Yeah.
See, let me share something more interesting and then I'll answer this question. So as I said in my contract, there is no end date. So 6 months got over. But then the manager, the old general manager changed and the new general manager came. The old general manager resigned and the new general manager came. So, like when the new general manager comes, like they go through all the contracts and employees and the teams and everything. So then the new general manager was a male. So he comes and he looks into my contract and I said, oh, there is no end date. So that means you're a permanent employee, permanent contractor. So you can continue. But I told him that, see, I would take a lot of leaves because I have to travel around the world and I'm interested in my spiritual journey. So I will work 1 month and I will take a break 1 month. Is it okay? He said, 1 month you will take a break and 1 month you will work? Yeah, this is what I feel like doing. And he said, you're a contractor. You are not legally binded to work 38 hours per week. But as and when we'll decide. That's what he indicated. So you won't believe for the next 5 years. For the next 5 years, the maximum I worked in a stretch was only 2 months. So I would work 1 month, take 1 month off. I would work 2 months, take 2 months off.
And they were okay with it.
And every time I go with a leave application to my general manager's room, he will not ask a single question. Why you are taking leave? What is the purpose? Nothing he will ask. The moment I'll go to his room, he knows that the only time I go to his room is for a leave. So then the moment I enters, he will look and if I smile, he knows that it is for a leave and he'll simply open his calendar and he'll say, okay, when are you coming back?
Oh.
I'll say after 2 months. Okay. And he'll approve it. So not even once he rejected my leave application. Even there is a project release, he will not reject it. And he even never questioned it also. My office colleagues, and not only my office colleagues, my other friends, and say, how do they keep track of how do the HR really works in your company? Like, 1 month you are working, 1 month you are not working, and they reserved your place, your table, everything is reserved for you. You are on the payroll. How do they manage the payroll?
So I'm going to tell my audience here. I'm responsible for HR, and this is a very strange story. And I also want you to know that if you meditate, this miracles is going to be part of your life.
And you have to also understand that I've taken leaves all the time. I've taken break only to spread meditation, only to teach meditation. So you ask the question, how your astral masters are helping you? What is that phenomenon? When you're working for their mission, because teaching meditation, what I used to do is I used to work for 1 month, and whatever the money I get in that 1 month, I used to spend that money to buy the air tickets, and I used to travel around many countries and teach meditation. So what I'm doing was God's work. So when you're doing God's work, in other words, when you're doing something which is in alignment with the divine, or in other words, when you're doing something which is helping many people, you are not alone. You are taken care. So the blessings come to you in the form of getting things in your favor. So your physical things are taken care. So this astral masters.
And there's a lot of ease in life.
Yeah, there is a lot of ease, and you don't care about anything. Because I don't have any fear of losing job. Because if I lose this job, my astral masters will find a better job. So I don't care about the job. And I don't worry about money also, because I know I'm looked after. So you trust life. It is like this, when you are working for a company, it is the responsibility of the company to look after you, to feed you, so that in the terms of salary, correct?
You're saying when you work for their company,
yeah,
they take care of the employee.
Yeah, so for 1 month I'm working for a human manager, and the other month I'm working for a God manager. So I'm taken care.
Yeah.
It is really logical. It is not magical. It is logical. Because when your intentions are pure, then the divine is with you. God is with you.
Beautiful. And I still go back to the same question. Breath Energy Health Foundation.
Yeah. So in the year 2014,
one thing that just occurred to me, I got to know about you that you have a special crystal with you.
Yeah.
So please tell us about that as well.
Again,
and how did it come to you?
Again, one more story you might feel magical. So in the year 2013, I was still working there, working 6 months per year and traveling 6 months. So in the year 2016, in the year 2013, I still remember my spirit guides came to me and they told me that you will be traveling around the world and you will quit your job soon and you will be a full-time meditation teacher. So until then, I was a part-time meditation teacher. See, I joined my work 2010 February. And 2013, they gave an indication that within next 1 year, I'll quit my job. And 2014, I think in the month of July, I received an email from a lady called Nina Brown. And she was living in United States, Santa Fe, New Mexico state. So I don't know much about her. She doesn't know me. But she was introduced, she got my email through a common friend. There was a friend living in Mumbai, and she met me in Pyramid Valley, and she intuitively guided that this lady from Mumbai who met me in Pyramid Valley has to give my email ID to her.
Okay.
So that's how the emails got exchanged. So this happened a few months ago. And after that, no much, just one email, hi, hello, that's all. So then, in the month of July 2014, she writes an email to me saying that she receives a message from, like a telepathic message or an astral message or a spiritual message, whatever you can consider. So she received a message. She used to do auto writing. This Nina Brown used to do auto writing, and she used to work with angels and other things.
What is auto writing?
Auto writing is you are in a meditative space or a trance space where your mind is blank, but your hands move. So it is believed that these angels, they hold your hands and they write, and it is a message they want to give to the humanity, right? So she told me that she got, for the first time, she got a command from the Galactic Council to hand over a very special crystal to me, and she was the previous custodian of that crystal. So it is a 144 facet crystal. 144 facets the crystal has. It's a pure quartz.
How big is it?
It's about this big. It's about like 4 to 5 kilos. I never weighed it really, but it will be definitely around 4 kilos. Around 4 kilos. It's pure quartz, transparent, 144 facets, and the angles are golden angles, which means 51 degrees, 51 minutes. The precise angles of the angle of the Great Pyramid, Egypt. So she said it is the most powerful crystal on the planet Earth, and she got the crystal few years before from Archangel Metatron. And Archangel Metatron came in her dream that we are gifting you something unique and special. So the next day morning, somebody knocked the door and gave the crystal to her. So that's how she received the crystal. And she said the Galactic Council gave a command that I will be the new custodian, and she will come to India and hand over the crystal inside a pyramid in the hands of Patriji. Like she, Nina Brown, and Patriji and myself, we have to stand in a pyramid like a triangle, and they both will be gifting this crystal, invoking certain galactic energies. So that is the channeling message she got. So she was telling all about that. So by that time, I knew about star beings. I had certain contacts with star beings and beings from other dimensions. So it didn't surprise me. But what is the strangest thing was, I'm in touch with star beings, but she said this is the first time I got in touch, because she used to work with angels, but she got contact from the star beings. So I said, okay, why not? And so she came to India all the way from US, and she gifted me the crystal, and she disappeared. And when I received the crystal, I asked Patri sir, because we have a lot of conversation, myself and Patricia, we have a lot of conversation about what is the work we need to do on the planet Earth, and what is the bigger picture, and how the other star systems, and how the Saptarushis, the light beings, the White Brotherhood, we're all working, how the living masters and invisible masters are all working for the consciousness, for to uplift the consciousness of the planet Earth from 3D to 5D. So I asked him, what is this crystal about? Because I never used crystals in my life. I never used crystals for my own meditation. I don't know anything about the crystals. Then he said, this is not a normal crystal. It is one of the most powerful crystals. And this crystal is connected to the other dimensions. And this crystal will take you around the world. And it's like, what? This crystal is going to take me around the world. So she emailed me in the month of July. And I got my own guidance to quit the job in September 2014. So 2014 September, I quit my job to do full-time meditation teaching. The next month, October 2nd, on Gandhi Jayanti's, on Gandhiji's birthday, October 2nd, 2014, I received this crystal. So ever since I received the crystal, I started exclusively traveling around the world to teach meditation. Because there's many people around the world who they don't know who Pradeep is, but they know about this crystal. So they started inviting me. They started sponsoring my tickets to see the crystal. And they used to get messages in their meditation. They used to get, they see the crystal in their dreams, and they will Google search, okay, what is this 144 crystal? And they will find that, oh, this 144 crystal, this ceremony happened, and he's the current custodian. So they will somehow get my contact number, and they would contact me and ask they would invite me to come to their country, so that they can feel the energies of the crystal. But I used to put a condition that I will come, provided you are ready to learn meditation. So first I teach them meditation, and then we'll do crystal meditation. And now fast forward, I got the crystal in 2014. Now fast forward 2025. So I travel more than 30 countries. And I used to travel on an average of 3 to 4 countries per month. And it's all because of the crystal.
Wow. This is really...
Yeah. And in the year 2014, when I got the crystal, Patri sir called me to his room, and we were having a deep conversation. And so he told me that your galactic mission has begun, and you have to start your own organization, and you will have a network all over the world. You will reach out to many, many people around the world, and your network will be part of the mother organization anyway. So the truth has to reach to many people. It will happen through you. So be ready. We'll be traveling around the world. But at that time, I said, okay, fine. Let me see how the crystal is going to take me around the world, because I quit my job and I don't have money to travel. Before, I used to travel with the job, but now there is no job, and how am I going to travel? But
it just happens.
Now, if I look back, yes, it is true. It is a crystal which has taken me around the world.
Wow. We are going to show our audience the picture of the crystal once you go back. We want to see how it looks.
Yeah.
Please share that with us.
Yes, I will. I will share the crystal. Right. I'll take the crystal out. I'll use the crystal only for group meditation, intense meditation. And I'll use the crystal not for healing or anything. Only when a person is interested in self-realization. Only when a person is really sincere to know himself, to know the truth. With that kind of an audience only, I'll show the crystal, so that they all can meditate intensely.
So it's there in your Dhyan pyramid
it's with
ashram.
Me. It's with
Even
me.
now?
Now I didn't carry to Pune, but it is with me.
Okay.
Where it is a top secret.
That's okay. But you use it only in intense meditation?
I use it in my retreats, in my silence retreats. I use it in my silence retreats, self-realization retreats. And so he asked me to start this new organization, and I told, okay, what will be the name of the organization? And he said it will be Breath Energy Health Foundation. And he said meditation many people don't accept. Like in the Muslim countries, they don't accept meditation. Communist countries, they don't accept meditation. So he said, use the word breath energy. So breath energy is nothing but meditation.
So that's how.
And what does the breath energy give you? It gives you holistic health, physical health, emotional health, spiritual health. You know. So, and if it is a foundation, then the governments will support you. So he said, the governments will support you in the future. First, he said, first the billionaires will support you. Then later on, the governments will support you. So start this foundation, Breath Energy Health Foundation.
And when did you inaugurate this?
He asked me to start it in 2014, but I didn't feel like starting. See, with me is unless I feel deeply in my heart, I won't start it. So I didn't. I said okay to him, but I didn't start the trust because whatever I am teaching is exactly what Patri sir is teaching. So we already have PSSM. So why should I start another organization? And again, to start an organization and have an admin team and taking care of this, it's too much work. So I'll focus on my teaching. So when I feel like starting, I'll start. So I didn't feel like starting, and I just went on teaching because I'm not craving for any name and fame. I don't want anything because everything is taken care by God. What I need is taken care by the divine. So I went on teaching. My focus was on teaching. So I traveled many countries and teaching. After my teacher vacated his body in the year 2022, so I felt a deep urge to relocate to India. So then there was a last wish my teacher had to make an ashram in Tamil Nadu as an international headquarters. So I'm currently the managing trustee of that ashram. But it was not developed. See, ashram Patri sir started, they purchased the land and started the ashram in the year 2017. But it is not developed. There's no facilities, there's no rooms, there's no accommodations, there's no meditation halls, nothing was there. Just they bought a piece of land. It was not even fenced. Just some basic facilities were there. And there was one pyramid constructed, but that also it's incomplete. The king's chamber was incomplete. So after Patri sir vacated the body, I remembered his last wish to me was to make that ashram an international headquarters for Mauna Dhyan.
Okay.
So for me, I can show, because I learned so much from him, and he's my good friend and he's also my guide. So the only way I can show my gratitude is to fulfill his wish. So I relocated myself to India, and so since 2022 November, for the last 2 years, I stayed there in the ashram, and we did a lot of development. Now it is complete. Now it is ready. Now it has really become the international headquarters where we have people from Brazil, South America, from Australia, Singapore, and we have people coming from Southeast Asia, Singapore, Malaysia, Vietnam, and Canada, America, and a lot of countries. People come from a lot of countries to attend my silence retreats there. And now I felt the mission is complete. Now I have to start my international travels again. Now the mission is completed, to develop the ashram is completed. Now to have to start my teaching again internationally. So I felt Breath Energy Health Foundation is the way to reach out to the whole world. I want to reach out to the United Nations. So instead of going to every country, I cannot go to every country and I cannot teach everybody. It's not going to happen in this lifetime. But rather, I can go to United Nations and impress the United Nations to make meditation as part of a daily life through health. Because WHO, I want to reach World Health Organization in Geneva, where, if they are convinced that meditation is the way for a holistic health, so then if the United Nations adopts it, then every country adapts it. So that is the fastest and the most efficient way to adapt meditation all over the world. So I want the governments to spread meditation rather than me going and spreading meditation. So that's why this year I started in the month of January. January 5th, we have launched Breath Energy Health Foundation. And it is through that foundation I want to reach out to all the universities, all the colleges, and all the workplaces and all the government departments. And I also want the government of India to promote the meditation to every institute and to every employee. whether it's a private employee or government employee, doesn't matter. Every working employee the meditation should reach. Every child, the meditation should reach, so that they live a complete life, a healthy life, a happy life. So the motto of this organization, this Breath Energy Health organization, is to live a healthy and a happy life. And eventually reach United Nations. And also we have started this foundation in Vietnam. And so we are starting simultaneously in many countries. So once once we are teaching this meditation in few countries, and where we have sufficient results and data, so eventually the United Nations will adopt it. So that will be my next 10-year mission, is to enlighten the planet Earth.
Sure. And I'm sure it will happen.
It will.
Yes.
Because it is not my project, it is a divine project.
Yes. And 31st December, or one of the day, has been announced as a meditation day.
21st December.
21st December.
Yeah.
So that is also announced as a meditation day.
21st December, yes, 21st December has been, last year, 21st December has been announced as a World Meditation Day. And just few days before December 21st, we have launched in Vietnam the Breath Energy Health Foundation. So after we launched the Breath Energy Health Foundation in Vietnam, just I think 3-4 days later, the United Nations has announced December 21st as the World Meditation Day. And few weeks later, we have launched it in India. And next we are going to launch it in UK, and then in Switzerland and Sri Lanka. So these are the countries we'll be launching in 2025, 26.
I already feel there's going to be a big shift that's going to be happening on this planet. There are 10 days silence courses which happens in your ashram. Could you tell us more about that?
Whatever I did as a research in my 2.5 years, so like mindfulness, meditation, and silence, and detox diet. So whatever I have experimented on myself, and what I felt is the most beneficial for the awakening process, to have more awareness. So those are the aspects I have integrated in that 10 days course.
Okay.
So where the highlights of the course will be where you have to hand over the mobile on arrival, and you'll be total silence for the 10 days, and there will be intense meditation for about 10 hours per day. And then mindfulness, there will be mindfulness walk, and mindfulness eating, mindfulness shower, hugging the trees, connecting with nature, and all those aspects will be there. So that 10 days is designed to connect with themselves, number one, and transform themselves, number two, and heal their emotions. Silence. What happens when you are practicing intense silence? In Sanskrit it is called mauna, maun. So maun means you are in total silence plus you are in mindfulness. Mindfulness means your body and mind in one place. Whatever you do, you do in total awareness. So there is no thoughts. For example, you are walking, you are only walking. You are mindful of your footsteps, you are mindful of how you feel the earth, you are mindful of the birds around, you are mindful of the fragrance of the flowers. You are totally mindful. And mindfulness plus silence is a complete mauna. And it is only in deep silence you will understand a lot about yourself. While meditation is a practice, meditation gives you two things. One, it increases your energy, cosmic energy. And number two, it increases your awareness. Because meditation is a simple process where you become aware of your natural breath. The more and more you become aware of your breath, the more and more you absorb cosmic energy. So meditation increases your energy, and it increases your awareness. While mauna is a total, complete silence with mindfulness. And in the deep silence, you hear a lot of your own inner voice, which is called intuition. When your mind is chattering, you cannot hear your inner voice. For example, you might have a critical decision to make in your life. You don't know which way to go. You have to go left or right. When you practice mauna, you have a crystal clear voice, inner voice. The voice is not coming from outside, but the rather voice is coming from your anahata, your heart space, which clearly tells you this is the direction to go. And that is nothing but intuition.
Okay.
Right? And also a lot of emotional healing happens. So people who have emotional issues like fear of abandonment, fear of uncertainty, and all kinds of fears to begin with. So silence is a great healing aspect for all your emotional imbalances, particularly.
You said fear of abandonment. Yeah. Why do, and I myself have experienced that. Why most of us have that fear?
Because we are not connected with the true self.
But something happens in the childhood?
Definitely, it is from the childhood or from your past lives. It is karmic, no doubt about it. But past is past. But the present moment is in your hand. So if at all you need to overcome it, if at all you want to do something about it, it is in the present moment.
Okay.
So the more you practice silence, the more you are connecting to your own inner self.
Okay.
So the more you are connecting to your inner self, the more the strength naturally blossoms from within you. So you feel fearful, you feel weak, you feel vulnerable because of the lack of energy.
Okay.
And because of lack of clarity. So meditation gives you energy. Maun gives you clarity. So when you have energy and clarity, you are the best version of yourself.
But in today's world, where we are so much into digitalization and social media, what would be your recommendation for us to follow Mauna?
I would say 1 day per week. 1 day per week, Mauna is essential for everybody to lead a life full of clarity and awareness.
So when you say Mauna, then there is no non-verbal communication?
No, there is no body communication also. There should be no body communication and absolutely no words. And also your devices, especially your mobile, should be switched off on that particular day. And no televisions, no electronic gadgets. So the intention is the entire energy and your focus is diverted inwards. You should not be distracted from the external.
Yeah, I'm just talking about the practical way of how most of us lead our life. How it would be so difficult to one day completely disconnect and isolate. So, and in the beginning, it's going to be not easy. So, is it okay to read books? Is it okay to write?